Invictus, my kings, and welcome back to another episode or another part of the United States Empire DarthMod playthrough, and this should be the last one. And the first order of business is getting rid of this pesky priest. Agent detected. Never mind, that one failed. Let's try another one. Agent detected. Never mind, let's try another one. Assassination successful. There we go. Third time's the charm. And today we are pulling off a massive invasion of the British island holdings that are left in the Americas. And yeah, it's gonna be a big one today, Kings. It's gonna be the last part, the last finale episode of this playthrough. And yeah, so let's get to it. Let's start off by disembarking. Declare war, doesn't matter. And both the Marathas and Prussians are gonna be joining the enemy. Let's auto-resolve this first fight. There we go. The Bahamas are ours. Very swift battle. No need to fight that one. Then we have another one. This battle should be very easy. Victory, there we go. No reason to keep dilly-dallying, no reason to keep going. This battle, now this might be a little bit of annoying. This might be a little bit of a difficult one. There's more enemy units here, so let's actually fight for Hispaniola. Why not? Let's give it a go, let's give it a whirl, let's give it a combat. Let's give it a good old college try. Alright, here we are on the battlefield. All we have is line infantry and the general's unit, so let's form up and let's go. Let's march up against the enemy. Shut up. Let's march against the enemy. All of our units have insane experience, so this should be fairly easy. These armies have seen it all. They've been from the Midwest, or whatever you call that region where we fought the Native Americans. They've been to Canada, they've been to all across the Americas, they've been to, and in the finale, here we are on Hispaniola, taking the fight to the British. Here we have a wonderful American flag flying. All they have is colonial militia over here. And these guys should be dealt with very swiftly. They do have some light infantry though, which their light infantry looks a little bit different compared to our light infantry. But our light infantry mostly is sharpshooters, and not sharpshooters, what you call it, like long riflemen, those kinds of troops where they're more like frontiersmen of sorts. Here we have a massive colonial light infantry charge. No need for any sort of exchange of fire, just straight up going in with their light infantry. Not very advised, but hey, it's a strategy. Definitely it is one of the strategies of all time. Here we have the enemy flailing around, and colonial militia has been swiftly dealt with. The light infantry has been shattered. Did they actually manage to do any damage? They did manage to pull off a couple of kills, although I wonder if it was actually them and not the militia that's currently exchanging fire with us. As soon as these guys break, we'll go for a little bit of an envelopment. There we go, broken. Let's envelop these fools. And here we are, just exchanging fire. Again, this battle, obviously we're gonna win it. There's no need for any sort of in-depth strategy or anything. They have less units, and they have they have fewer units, and their units aren't as good as our units. They're basically just light militia and some colonial line infantry, and our units have way more experience. So this should be a very simple battle, simple ordeal to get through, but it's fun, you know. Just in the last part, let's have a bit of a field battle against the British. Let's make sure they don't forget how much we kicked their asses in Canada, even before that, how much we kicked their asses during the Independence War. Obviously, gotta keep these things in mind. We gotta remind them of all these situations that they've encountered when dealing with us. Gotta remind them, just to make sure they don't try to come back around for any sort of sloppy second situation. Here we go, the general's bodyguard. Let's quickly see how quickly they get pummeled. Oh no, not as quickly as I hoped. You know, they managed to actually make it through. Maybe they're going for our general. Although if they are, then that's a bit of an... Or are they going for a charge? Who knows what they're up to? Who knows what they're up to, but they're standing around hoping to get shot to bits. That's what they're doing. Okay, they're playing around with my little infantry unit over here. Oh, maybe they're going in for a charge. Let's see what these guys are up to. These line infantry will be dealt with swiftly. They're going for my general. Okay, let's see who wins. Their general, my general. My general has a bit of a chevron advantage, so they're more experienced. But other than that, these units should be essentially the same. And enemy general killed. Never mind. We won that one a little too easily. Okay, broken. Who else is left? Any units left? There's colonial line infantry over there left. So let's just... Are they facing the wrong direction? They're facing the wrong direction. These redcoats really aren't all that, you know. They're not quite the sharpest tools in the shed, if you know what I mean. They're facing the wrong direction. This is the might of the British Imperial Force. They're facing the wrong direction. Although, well, to be sure, the British have some of the best DLC units in this game, actually. At least some of the best looking DLC units in this game. For some reason, the base game units just don't look as good as the DLC units, which is probably by design, or maybe the developers were already making Napoleon, and so they transferred some models over. But it is a victory, and a well-earned victory at that. There we go. We didn't lose even 200 men. Hispaniola is ours. Very basic, very easy. Here we go. Next up is the Leeward Island. Whatever Leeward means, it's the island that has that name. One of the interesting, you can just march across these without there being any sort of indicator that you can actually do that. I thought we'd had to navally invade, but I suppose you can just march across. Very, very, very interesting. And here we go, the last one. San Jose de Oruña, Trinidad and Tobago. We're ready for the battle. Don't really feel like fighting another one. Bam, there we go. And that's it. That's the campaign. That's the playthrough, guys. Basically, all of the Americas are ours. All of Europe hates us. Let's request peace. And there we go. You sir have a manner of blah blah blah. Okay, but they declined, but it doesn't matter anyway. We've already won. The campaign has been accomplished. We own everything in the Americas. We own all the islands. We own all of the mainland. For some reason, there's this section here, which has no utility whatsoever. You can't even cross from the other side. The Panama Canal doesn't exist in this game. But we own all the islands. The entirety of the Americas is ours. There is no colonial domain. There are no native holdings. It's all just United States, baby. America. It's all just America. And yeah, so that's that. Thanks guys for watching. Hopefully you stick around. Hopefully you subscribe. Hopefully you like the video. And yeah, I'll see you next time.